everyone, my name is Jake, also known as Shibaphobia online, and I just wanted to show everyone the current progress of my Minecraft server that I've been running for about a month now, and give everyone a little update on where things have gotten since the beginning of this little story that I'm going to start here, and hopefully document my progression as the server kind of continues. The first thing I want to talk about is the spawn that players will spawn in. This is a multiplayer server that's just open to my friends. This is just a little structure that I made that people can spawn in, and I've given people a very obvious path to the main community area, just because I want it to be very obvious. At first it was just these deep slate blocks, but then I kind of added a path and lined it up with torches. And I want to come back eventually and clear out this area and make like a bit more of a pleasing spawn to come out of, along with maybe some just small automated farms for people, since these are the spawn chunks and stuff, but that will probably be a bit later on. So we got this path that new players will follow through, and I've put a lot of torches to make it very obvious that this is a path and this is the way you want to go to find everyone's first builds and stuff like that. But eventually it'll bring you to the main community area, and we have a couple different things set up here. We have a portal. This is kind of the first spawn house that I made when we were all joining in. You know, there's a few beds for people to put their spawn, an ender chest, some chests and stuff, but this is just kind of like a main community house for new players. I also have already found all the different wolf types from each biome that they spawn in now. This is also version 1.20.5, but I'm very excited for the new 1.20.1 update to come out, and for us to eventually upgrade to that once like client-side mods and stuff can also update with it. But for now, this is the version that we're going to stay on until then. So we have a little shack that one of our friends made, along with a little dock that you can fish off of. It's a nice little cozy shack. And then we also have our cow pen for food and leather and all that. And then we have our enchanting room with some lapis for your first enchantments. Another little house that our friend made. We got this big old tree house that has a little spiral staircase coming up to it with a minecart track, as well as a auto sorter, or an auto smelter, sorry. And then a little crop farm up there. We also have a dynamic map for friends to use if they get lost, which is very handy, along with finding like certain biomes and stuff that people have already discovered, and also to find where people haven't been. It's a very handy little plugin to have. We have another little home right here. Oh, I heard him. I heard this guy creeping up on me. No pun intended. So we got some nice little starter homes in the community area. I'm sure as more friends join, more little shacks will be added. We'll go check out some other places. Specifically, I want to show progress that I've been working on. I know we found this zombie farm. Most people, I'm sure, know how to do this, but I use tempered glass so that no light gets through, except for like handheld light. And zombies will spawn in. They'll fall into that little chamber down there. And then there's a soul sand block that channels them up about 22 blocks, and then they fall back down into here. And then an anvil to use any XP or enchant tools and stuff, or repair tools if needed. And then I have this storage system down here that isn't quite complete, but should, you know, hold us for quite a while. I eventually want to build a creeper farm for XP and also obviously gunpowder and fireworks and stuff like that. And then we have this platform over here, and this is a strategy that I usually do in like each survival world. That's strange. What is this? Okay. I was not expecting that. We'll just go ahead and leave that guy there. I've never seen that before. But anyways, this is a strategy that I do in most survival worlds, but it's called the Laggy Sea, or ignore this sub name that it has. It's kind of an eyesore, and I've done that intentionally just to use whatever blocks that I have available. But there's a lot going on here. We have sheep farm for wool, and then cows for books and food. I've been killing off the iron golems for iron, but I do want to make an iron farm. I had a tutorial that I always followed to make a double iron farm, but something about the range of zombies hitting villagers or something like changes the way the pods that I made worked. So like I can't make the farm the same way I used to. So I gotta figure out a new way to make that. I made this auto smelter where I made way too many furnaces. I think this is about 15 furnaces. 4, 5, 6, 7, 14. It's 14. It's been very handy for making like a bunch of nether brick and stuff. Like I'll just kind of smelt netherrack just for the fun of it. And then also smelting iron as well. There are other tools and stuff for if you need to smelt a lot of building materials. That auto smelter is going to be very handy. I can't really think of another name for this area. I feel like the Laggy Sea might be a little cringe, but I think someone just kind of came up with that idea. And the reason it's called the Laggy Sea is eventually there's so many things going on that your frames kind of take a drop, and your GPU kind of plummets a little bit, and your CPU a little bit too, depending on what kind of CPU you have. We also have some crops as well that I also want to eventually make automated, as well as just an auto composting thing. It's a double composter into one chest with a lever to throw compost in there but not activate it right away. And it's kind of useless, but I also like filling it up a lot to just leave it running. I think there's just something satisfying about that. But we have this auto bamboo harvester as well. It's not optimal. It's not the most efficient thing, but in terms of just letting it run while we also work on other things here, it'll slowly fill in these chests. I mean, this has been going for a few days now, and in those few days, with the amount of time that I've been here, it's almost half a double chest full. But it's a little slow, but in terms of, you know, the progression of everything, it's going to be at a good enough rate to make scaffolding and bamboo wood and stuff like that. So we have our villager hall, which is kind of one of the first things I do when making the Laggy Sea. And we have a few more books that we have to add here as well, like trident enchantments and stuff. But besides that, we pretty much have all the basic enchantments that you would need. Efficiency 5, power 5, fortune, depth strider mending, feather falling, sharpness, unbreaking, protection 4. So I mean, all the good enchantments that you want for your tools and armor and stuff. So we also have this basic mob farm. It's the traditional mob farm that you would have when you made like a skyblock way back when, or something like that. The storage system isn't quite done yet. I only used what I had at the time, and also it's taken a few hits. I've accidentally had crouched too far in by poor design, and a creeper exploded, which is obviously my fault. But I just added these signs here just in case somebody else came up. Told them not to go directly against the hoppers, to use with caution, because I build things off of poor design. I know some people who look at this are going to tell me that this is an eyesore, and it very much is. But I'm going to add something that I'm about to show you that's going to kind of make it satisfying in a way. That kind of contrasts the eyesore that is the Laggy Sea. I think in the long run, I would love to renovate this area and make it look pretty, but that's going to be a tremendous amount of work in terms of the things that I want to do, while also dealing with life outside of Minecraft, and adulting and stuff like that. I just don't have the time to really go ahead and completely renovate all of this right now. So I'm just using whatever blocks I have to make these things as quickly as I can. At some point I'd like to change that, but yeah, very generic mob grinder. I might add a second layer to it, but for now, it will make do. I kind of wish I made it at seafloor. I know it doesn't really work as great, but it would have been a little bit more easily accessible and would also be running a bit more. But anyways, the final thing I want to show you is this trapdoor right here. And this is going to be what contrasts the eyesore of the Laggy Sea. And that is an underground base that I feel like would be kind of enjoyable to live in while everything's going on. And I kind of want to follow the same shape as the Laggy Sea to keep it a bit secluded from the map and be something that if somebody comes here, they're not really going to know it's here just by looking at it on the map. They're going to be interested in that door and come down here and realize that there's a pretty base down here. So for now, I just have this glass dome, but eventually I want to add on more. A lot of the projects that I've made here, I've kind of just bounced back and forth with, tacking on to some things one at a time and going back and finishing other things. And it's just kind of like slowly adding on to everything, going back and forth and stuff. I think that's just how I like to play Minecraft. On to the next. This is my base, my actual base. And really, it's, in terms of what I've made, it's very pretty. It's going to be one of the most detailed builds that I've ever done so far. This is my base so far. It's a mushroom field biome, obviously. And I've taken some foliage from the nether and kind of spiced it in there. So there's a bunch of glowing mushrooms, and you have the crimson and warped trees from each biome in the nether, along with some vines and stuff. But it's been really cool, you know, adding this foliage and stuff to the island and kind of popping it out, making the island feel a bit more alive in that sense. But I'm going to keep adding on as time goes on, obviously. But I recently made a couple bridges leading to the base. I might take out these shroom lights and put something else here, just because I kind of want the natural light. And I've also added shroom lights to the base of each mushroom. I've done that in other servers too, but I just really like the natural, moody light of the island and stuff. I have a very temporary carrot farm there. I might get rid of it since I already have a carrot farm at the Laggy Sea, but I'm going to do that in an actual video of like a Let's Play video of me working on the builds and stuff. But for now, this is just like a little introduction to everything that I've been doing. But yeah, so I made this first bridge with this canal, this little mini canal that kind of runs through it. And then I've added a lantern, which actually I'll probably get rid of that because I have these sea pickles that are going to naturally produce light, because my goal is to not have like artificial light like torches and lanterns in the landscape. But for now I kind of had it temporarily just to add some light, but I'll get rid of those later. I added weeping vines to the coasts, and they're a lot taller than I thought they were gonna grow, but I oddly kind of like it, and I feel like just adding string would kind of take away a little bit of the immersion of the vines, because it's kind of see the string popping out, but I might give it a go at some point. I don't really know. For now, I like the way the weeping vines kind of spire over everything, and it kind of shows you the boundaries of the islands and stuff. Eventually, you'll make your way over to the third island. This is a chain of 3 mushroom islands, but then you have a second bridge here with some sea pickles and stuff, and then you have the base. I eventually want to make like I think it's called like a hippie door, where I place like concrete powder and have it all drop down, and then you walk through, and then it comes back up. And I'm thinking of getting a skulk sensor to do that, but I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to go about it. But now we have the actual base, a little bit of a floor design here that I've never really made it before. I was just kind of experimenting, and all these builds are just freehand, you know. I don't look at any tutorials and stuff unless I really have to like figure stuff out. But I've been keeping tutorials to a minimum for this kind of playthrough, but I do look at them sometimes. I kind of want to decorate these walls with storage between each light post and stuff, and crafting, smelting and stuff between each light post. I think that might be the way I'm going to go here and have a nice interior design with everything here. But for now, I just have, you know, a bed and everything's kind of just laid out, but eventually I want to make things a little bit more pretty. This is gonna be like the backyard. I just have this pot here. I was brushing underwater structures that had unusual gravel, and they popped out some shards and stuff, so I just made this pot really quick because I never made one before. And then I have this tree here as well, which I might take this down and like the sugar cane down and stuff along with this. This kind of area is very temporary. I eventually want to make like a fishing dock out this way and out this way, and have like a fishing shack with a boat, because I feel like that'd be pretty cool. So that's pretty much everything that I have so far. I've been really enjoying the pace that I've been playing Minecraft at. It might slow down as this year continues, because just life gets in the way and things come up that you need to deal with. But as of right now, for what I can do, I've been really enjoying playing Minecraft. And this server is going to be around for the long haul, I think. If you guys have any suggestions that you would consider with the builds, let me know. But I plan on making Let's Plays with no desired schedule, but my plan is at least like once a month, if able, but I'm not going to really hold myself to that. Thank you guys for watching, and if you enjoyed, make sure you subscribe and stick around, because this is going to be a pretty cool world that we're going to build here. So thank you guys.